Today I'm going to show you how to remove your gel polish or nail enhancements at home. So on my nails at the moment, I have some gel polish, some gel overlay, and that's what's giving it that sort of thickness you can see there. These are my natural nails, and believe it or not, my nails are actually quite thin, but I'm still able to grow them out because of the gel on top. So how I like to remove this is first by filing as much product as I can off without touching my natural nails. And for this, I'm using a nail file that has 100 grit. This grit is good for working on nail enhancements. You can even use a 150 if you don't have that much product on your nails. 150 will be less coarse. So just a quick note, the lower the number, the more coarse the file. The higher the number, the more fine it is. So I'm going to begin by filing off as much product as I can and using this Kiara Sky file. This is a new file, so the edges can be quite sharp. So I'm going to just file that down, or what they call it, seasoning my file. So I'm just going to get another nail file and just run the edge of that along the other file. So that's dulled down the edges, making it a lot safer to use, and I won't cut myself. So I'm just going to begin by filing as much product off as I can. What I like about the shape of this file is that it has a curve, which makes it nice to use around my cuticle. So you can see I've removed most of my gel, and I'm actually really close to my natural nail, so I'm actually going to stop there. I don't want to damage my natural nail, so I'm not going to keep filing it, but it's okay if there's a little bit of product left because we can use acetone to soak that away. So I'm going to quickly do the same with the rest of my nails. When doing this at home, I recommend you guys wear a mask because you can see it does get quite dusty. You don't want to be breathing in any of these particles. Also, take your time around the cuticle because that's a very delicate area. Just use small strokes to remove that product and follow the shape of your cuticle. A faster way to file is using an e-file, but I recommend sticking to the hand file method if you're a beginner. It does take some time to learn how to use an e-file safely. So here I have my Kiara Sky Beyond Pro nail drill, and attached to it is a rose gold bit. It has a medium coarseness, which is again great for removing product. As for the speed of my drill, I usually put it on 15, which means it's 15,000 rotations per minute. If I have a lot of product, I would go higher. But if you're new, I would recommend taking it really slow, maybe bringing it down to 10 and slowly working your way up as you feel more comfortable. Obviously the pros can use this really fast once you get used to it, but starting out, it's better to just go slow and steady. So to remove, I'm just starting off at the top of my nail towards the cuticle and running that drill bit towards the bottom, but I'm not pressing hard on my nail. I'm just literally letting the bit do its thing, and it's removing and filing off the product. I don't need to press hard. I'm trying my best to keep constant pressure as I go down the nail, and you can see it's already removed like a strip of product, and so I'm just doing that again, moving to different areas. Also, you can see that with my thumb, I'm trying to pull my skin back from the nail plate, so then I can really get in there and remove as much product as I can. I'm using the lightest pressure ever. You don't have to be forceful with this. And now when doing it on myself, I find it a little bit tricky to do the other side, so I like to flip my hand so I can see the other edge and then just file that back the other direction. Again, this is an advanced method, so I wouldn't recommend it for complete beginners. So when I'm using the drill, I always try to do longer strokes and not jump around the nail bed because that's going to remove the gel unevenly. It can get hot, so longer downward strokes work best. Alrighty, so you can see that I've removed all the color gel polish. This is not my natural nail. I still have some product on it because I usually do like a gel overlay to add thickness. You can kind of tell when I show you my nails sideways, it's a lot thicker than it naturally is because of the product. So now I'm gonna soak away the rest of this. If you don't have a coat of gel underneath, just file as much of the color off as you can, but don't file your natural nail. You don't wanna ruin them. Next, I've just got some cotton pads that I've cut into smaller pieces. I also have my bottle of acetone and some soak off nail clips. These are completely optional. If you do your nails a lot, then maybe you can find these online for a couple of dollars. It's pretty inexpensive. Otherwise, you can cut up some small pieces of foil to wrap around your nail. Both methods work the same. So I'm just going to saturate my cotton pad. I don't want it dripping though. And then pop it on my nail. If you're using a piece of foil, you can just use that to wrap around your finger. And then I just like to fold that back and then give it a squeeze so it's a little bit more secure. And I'm gonna do the same with the rest. For this piece, I'm just folding the cotton pad because it's a lot bigger than my nail and I don't want it to dry out my skin too much. So I'm just gonna make sure it just fits my nail and then place the clip on top. So I'm going to let that soak for about 7 to 10 minutes. I don't think I need to soak it for too long because I filed a lot of that enhancement off. If you do have a lot of product on your nails, you might have to soak it for longer or even soak it twice. My nails have been soaking for almost 10 minutes, so I'm going to remove the foil. Now you can see that the gel has started to lift and it's softened. So now I can use my little cuticle pusher to scrape and just remove that product very gently, and you can see that it comes off pretty easily. Now as I'm using my cuticle pusher, I'm not angling it too high. It's just kind of like parallel to my nail, just scraping off any of that product. Otherwise you might dig into your natural nail and damage it. Now if by chance you still have product left over and it's still hard, you can use the same piece of cotton, just re-soak it in acetone, the same piece of foil, and then just wrap it back up for another like 5 minutes or so, and then repeat the same method. All that product came off my nail, so I'm good to go. Don't mind that little white spot. I banged my nail, I want to say like a couple months ago, and it's grown out that much, so almost there. I'm gonna repeat the same step with my other nail. So once I've removed everything, my nails look like this. It looks pretty horrible, to be honest. But I'm going to just smoothen up that surface because it's still quite rough. I'm just using a little buffer file. This one is from Angel Pro and it's got two sides with two different grits, 150 and 220. So the 220 side is going to be a lot finer than the 150. So I'm just going to lightly smooth out the surface of my nail. Now it's looking a little bit better. The surface is a lot smoother. You can go in and just shape and cut down your nails if you wish. I'm just gonna refine the shape and just file mine a little bit. A little tip when you're filing your natural nail, you just wanna do long strokes and go one direction. You don't wanna go back and forth. One direction is the better way. So I'm just doing a slight coffin shape because I feel like it makes my fingers look longer. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but right now my nails are super thin because this is my natural nails. It's very thin, and honestly, I wouldn't be able to grow them out to this length if I didn't have any gel on top. So I can't leave them like this because literally it will break after a day. So I'm going to pop some gel on after this, but it'll be a separate video, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. Also, because I'm working with my natural nail now, I'm using a different file. This one is 180 grit, so it's not as coarse and rough on the natural nail. If you plan on keeping your nails bare like this, you can go in with a shine buffer and you can just buff the surface of your nail with this. So there's two sides to this buffer. I'm going in with the pink side first and then the white side. That's the one that's going to give it shine. That way you don't need to apply top coat or any product on top. So you can see the difference there. It actually looks like I've got top coat on, but that's just the shine buffer. And then to finish things off, you can apply some cuticle oil just to nourish the skin around there, especially after soaking it in acetone. It does dry our skin out a lot. Give that a good rub in. And I'm done. So this is how I remove any of the enhancements that I do. You guys know that I do my nails quite often. I use like polygel, gels, and this is the same method that I use to remove all the nail enhancements. Here is a quick before and after comparing the hand that I've done and the other hand that still has to be soaked off. Keep in mind that with many of the nail enhancements, it does do some damage to your nail. But with proper care and removal techniques, you're still able to grow your nails out fairly long and healthy. That's it to this video. I hope you guys have found it useful. Please do me a favor and like and subscribe to my channel. And I shall speak to you guys next time. Bye!